Russian President Vladimir Putin has ordered the withdrawal of most Russian forces from Syria.
Считаю, что задачи, поставленные перед Министерством обороны и вооруженными силами, в целом выполнены. Поэтому приказываю министру обороны с завтрашнего дня начать вывод основной части нашей воинской группировки из Сирийской Арабской Республики.
It's a surprise announcement and has been welcomed. But one question does come to mind. Why now? Some analysts think the Kremlin want to put pressure on the Syrian regime to make some effort towards a political settlement to end the war. One of those is Deputy Director of the Center for Political Technologies in Moscow, Aleksei Makarkin. He says Russia does not want to fight Assad as such. If Russia continued, they would make it more dependent on Assad, that would make it clash with other players directly. Other analysts speculate that the main reason behind the decision is the current downswing in the Russian economy.
Russia is now in a pretty complicated position economically, and no more it's possible to fight with the West from one side and to be faced by very low oil and all other resources prices.
It was in September 2015 that Russia began its aerial campaign in Syria. It was to defeat DAESH. Putin says that Russian military has now achieved its goal, and that's despite the fact that DAESH is still very much active in the region. Amnesty International's Crisis Response Director Tirana Hassan says hospitals in opposition-controlled areas around Aleppo became a primary target for the Russian and Syrian government forces. This eliminated a vital lifeline from the civilians living in those embattled areas, leaving them no choice but to flee. Alexander Baranov, who's the editor-in-chief of Carnegie Russia's website, remarks that by withdrawing, Russia may lose all its gains.
Единственная, главная опасность, собственно, с точки зрения российских властей и достигнутых ими целей в том, что если ты получил то, что ты получил в результате войны, в результате вооруженного присутствия, если ты свернул это присутствие и вышел из войны, так ты и результаты можешь потерять.
Russia expert and associate professor at Marmara University, Emre Ersin, has told TRT World that Russia may have decided to pull out of Syria due to fears of a second Afghanistan.
And I think the lessons of the Soviet intervention in Afghanistan in the 1980s are still quite vivid in the minds of the Russian policymakers. Yet we see that the Putin administration clearly refrained from introducing ground troops to Syria, and I think this shows us that Moscow was aware of the dangers of a protracted military presence in Syria, and I think they also took lessons here from the United States interventions in Iraq and Afghanistan in the 2000s.
On March 15, Russia began to pull the bulk of its military forces, including Su-34 fighter jets, out of Syria. The unexpected decision has raised hopes for the ongoing Syrian peace talks. But despite that hope, Kremlin seems more powerful and efficient in Syria than ever before. Russia may have called its troops back home, but it leaves behind its military bases, and it's already given a clear message that it will remain a key factor in the region.